Welcome back to BikeBeat. If there's one thing Moto Guzzi knows how to do, it's making motorcycles with character, and for 2026, they brought back a name that echoes deep in their heritage, the V11. But don't let the badge fool you, this isn't just a throwback. The 2026 Moto Guzzi V11 is a thoroughly modern machine, with all the soul of a classic Guzzi, but packing the performance and refinement today's riders expect. So, is it just nostalgia repackaged, or is the V11 a serious contender in the modern retro sport category? Let's dive in. At the heart of the V11 is what Guzzi calls a reimagined evolution of their transverse V-twin. It's an 1,100 cubic centimeters, air-cooled 90-degree V-twin, tuned to deliver 110 horsepower and 105 Nm of torque. Power delivery is smooth, with that typical Guzzi torque pulse you feel right off idle, giving it an organic, connected feel, not just numbers on a spec sheet. The engine still uses Guzzi's signature shaft drive, and for 2026, it's been refined with a new bevel gear setup to reduce backlash and make throttle response smoother, especially at low speeds. Throttle-by-wire makes its way into the V11 for the first time, bringing with it ride modes rain, road, and sport, plus a customizable user mode. Traction control is standard and fully switchable. Moto Guzzi also adds a lean-sensitive ABS system, and the ride modes subtly adjust engine response and traction sensitivity depending on how you're riding. In sport mode, the V11 is sharp, throttle response tightens up, and the exhaust note becomes deeper, thanks to the new electronically controlled valve that opens up under load. Guzzi doesn't want to chase spec-sheet supremacy here, they're aiming for feel, for character, and honestly, it works. The chassis is all new, though it keeps the V11's classic layout. It's a steel tubular frame with a double cradle design, stiffened and lighter than before. Suspension is handled by a fully adjustable 43mm Öhlins fork up front, and an Öhlins monoshock at the rear, also fully adjustable. The ride is surprisingly refined. It handles imperfect roads well, and yet when you throw it into a corner, it holds its line confidently. There's a real balance between comfort and sporty agility. Braking is courtesy of Brembo Stylema calipers on 320mm discs up front, and a single 280mm disc at the rear. Brake feel is progressive and strong, track capable, even if the V11 isn't meant to be a full-blown sport bike. But what it is an incredible canyon carver, a backroad companion that makes you feel every mile. It's engaging in a way that's becoming rare in today's tech-dominated bike scene. Design-wise, the 2026 V11 is a masterclass in retro-modern. The tank shape is unmistakably Moto Guzzi, sculpted with deep knee indents and a pronounced centerline. The side panels are slim, the subframe is exposed, and the tail unit features a modern LED taillight integrated subtly beneath a classically styled rear cowl. It's retro, yes, but with real attention to detail. The instrument cluster blends a single round TFT display with analog-inspired graphics, giving you a choice between classic and modern layouts. Cruise control is standard, as is Bluetooth smartphone connectivity via the Moto Guzzi MIA system, allowing riders to view turn-by-turn navigation, calls, music, and bike stats from their phone. The ergonomics hit a sweet spot between sport and standard. You get slightly rear-set pegs and a low-rise bar, with a saddle height of 810mm, accessible for most riders. Long-distance comfort is surprisingly good thanks to the reshaped seat and revised bar-to-peg ratio. The fuel tank holds 17 liters, giving you a real-world range of about 300 kilometers, depending on your riding style. One thing Moto Guzzi really nailed is the sound. That 1,100 cubic centimeters twin breathes through dual high-mounted pipes that have just the right bark, throaty, deep, but not obnoxious. It sounds like a Guzzi should. Add to that the pulse of the V-twin and the subtle shudder when you blip the throttle, and you've got a ride that's alive with personality. And yes, it's €5 plus compliant. Guzzi has managed to make this bike clean running without strangling the sound or character. Credit to them for holding on to their identity while still meeting the new emissions demands. So, what's the damage? The 2026 Moto Guzzi V11 starts at $15,999, with 2 trim levels available, the base version, and a special V11 Scarlet edition that comes with carbon fiber fenders, a blacked-out finish, and upgraded billet levers and mirrors, priced at $17,499. Optional accessories include panniers, a fly screen, heated grips, and even a quickshifter, which can be installed via Moto Guzzi's dealer network. What's the verdict, then? The V11 is not trying to be the fastest, lightest, or most high-tech bike out there. Instead, it's offering something increasingly rare: a raw, emotional connection to the ride. It's beautifully made, thoughtfully equipped, and loaded with character. If you're someone who values feel over lap times, who wants a bike that speaks to you rather than just performs for you, the 2026 Moto Guzzi V11 should be at the top of your list. For Bike Beat, I'm your name. If you liked this review, hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, is Moto Guzzi back in the game with the V11? Or are you holding out for something even more radical? Either way, ride safe, and we'll see you in the next one.